TikTok trends are getting out of control at this point. The fact that the biggest trend for the past month or so has been a literal worm named Marcus from VRChat is a bit of a problem, I think.
Robert, I've accidentally atomized an Applebee's.
Basically, if you're not aware, over the past month or so, one of the most popular videos I've been getting, at least on my feed, which I hope to God is not like brain rot kids TikTok,
the Among Us potion from the dark web,
is Marcus. And Marcus is essentially like this worm guy in VRChat who I guess is kind of human or AI. I honestly have absolutely no idea whether it's like an actual person behind it or if it's just like an AI thing.
Are we going somewhere?
New Orleans.
But he basically just says really, really random shit to this guy named Robert, who we're kind of looking through the perspective of. And you know what? It is funny. It's funny, okay? It might be brain rot, but it's funny. And you know how I realized it was brain rot? Because a few weeks ago I was hanging out with my friend, and I made a reference to Marcus, and he had no idea what I was talking about. So I had to go through the process of explaining to him exactly what Marcus was. And let me tell you something. Trying to explain to someone what Marcus is just makes you sound like you watch the most slop brain rot content there is on TikTok. Like, trust me, there's something so demoralizing about trying to explain Marcus. And then there is the boat racing aura farming kids, which I'm sure you have seen videos of. I mean, these guys, these kids who basically stand on the front of the boat in Indonesia, I think it's Indonesia at least, and they stand on the tip of the boat and basically just dance. Like, I probably messed up that dance completely, but it is just beautiful content. I mean, this is just, these kids have so much aura. There's this one in particular, he wears like this black hat and this black suit and wears these sunglasses. This kid, he's like the coolest kid you've ever seen in your life. It's so sick. It's so sick. No, that's not brain rot. I will not call that brain rot. That's good content, you guys. And then there is Chit.
Do it, lady. You know?
If you haven't seen a Chit video, go watch a Chit video, because basically there's this channel on TikTok that has been making videos that give the vibes of The Office so much, because Chit is basically like this almost like Dwight-like character that is like kind of goofy, kind of nerdy and stuff like that, and then you're watching through like the lens of like another guy who works with him in the office. Like, you know, you could compare him to someone like Jim maybe, and it's just these like scripted skits that they do, and they're so well made, because like they'll like do like the awkward look to the camera and stuff like that, like they do in The Office, and it is just so well done. It's definitely not brain rot, so at least that makes me feel good, because this is actually just straight up well-made, well-scripted content. And honestly, I will not be surprised if this guy gets picked up by Netflix or something in the next few months, because it is just, the acting is superb. If you haven't seen the Black Purse video, go watch the Black Purse video. That's probably the best one.
Shit, what was that?
Is there a black person here?
What did you just say?
I said, is there a black person here?
And honestly, I can't even remember half the other trends that happened this year. I mostly just get like police cam videos and shit like that, aside from those things that I talked about. Last year, we were graced by the gods with some trends. Especially at this time last year, we had the gnome trend. And if you remember the gnome trend, then you're an OG, because that trend was amazing. Basically, there was this guy named Crawley, and he would dress up as a gnome. He wore a beard, he wore his little pointy hat, and he would walk around stores, like, crouched down, and, like, walk around, he'd go behind the counter, and you'd see the employees like kick him out and stuff. And it was just the best content because last year there was this big like dark fantasy vibe with TikTok. Like, I don't know, I was on heavy dark fantasy TikTok last year. The gnome trend was right in the thick of that, because then there was a whole movement that started because of this gnome thing. It wasn't just Crawley who was doing this. Now there was people dressing up as gnomes in the forest doing things, and then there was people dressing up as knights who were like pledging to go to war against the gnomes. And then there was actually just a straight up like war between the knights and the gnomes. And then you had like the wizards who joined with the knights, and then there was like the, I don't know, some other faction that joined with the gnomes. It was a straight up cultural event. Like, you guys don't understand how big this trend got. And this was not, I swear this was not a brain rot trend. I swear to God. I mean, my wife thought it was, but I swear it's not brain rot. Oh, I genuinely have nostalgia for this trend, because the Gnome Knight War was just like a piece of history. Obviously, this year's trends I wouldn't say are quite as good. I mean, you know, Marcus is cool and all, but yeah, I mean, I'll be the first to admit it's straight brain rot. That's all my TikTok basically is now. In fact, after I post this video, I'm gonna even look at the statistics and look at the average age who watched this video, and I swear to God, if it's under 18, and I'm actually on like prepubescent brain rot TikTok, I swear to God I'm deleting the app. I mean, what kind of trends have you guys been getting? I mean, surely this is mainstream TikTok. I mean, my wife, I don't know what kind of side of TikTok she's on. I mean, all I ever see is it makeup and like, yeah, it's like 90% makeup. But I feel like I'm on at least mainstream guy TikTok, or at least I like to think so. But at this point, you know, these trends are kind of getting a little out of control. I mean, the fact that like we are devolving to straight brain rot trends is probably a problem. Anyways, I gotta go back to RuneScape. Catch you guys later.